let me ask you a question. Have you ever owned something really valuable? I mean, really valuable.
When I was a senior in high school, I saved up all my money to buy the new Nintendo Wii right when it came out. Now, this is gonna sound crazy, but I worked my own job, I saved my own money, and I bought it for myself without my parents giving me anything. I know, ridiculous.
Yeah, when I was 15, my parents gave me this super cool black leather jacket for Christmas. That thing was sweet. It was so shiny and it had like zippers all over the place. I love that thing. I think I wore it like every day until it got too hot.
I love that thing so much. I actually dusted it. Who dusts gaming systems?
I think I even slept in that jacket one night. Weird.
You guys are just like us.
You all have awesome things that you own that you probably care way too much about.
You know, like the new Adidas Air Boosts,
The Polaroid Instant Snap digital camera,
the Nintendo Switch,
the Ray-Ban flat lens sunglasses,
the carne asada burrito from Chipotle.
that Apple iPhone 11 with the cute little cactuses on the case.
You know that when you own something important like this, you take really good care of it. You don't loan it out to just anyone. You don't take it somewhere where it could get ruined, and you always know where it is so it doesn't get lost. Owning your faith is a lot like that. If we want to own it, we have to take responsibility for it. We have to take action.
Paul, one of the first followers of Jesus, said that when you own your faith, you can be an example to other people, even people older than you. You know, one area where we can take ownership is in our speech, because the words that we say have the power to make a difference in people's lives.
For all of us, guys especially, we tend to use our words, the very things that have the amazing power to encourage and teach and correct and celebrate other people, to do the exact opposite. We cut people down. We find ourselves going out of our way to make fun of people so that we're not the butt of the joke. We find ourselves talking bad about people behind their backs, simply just to make ourselves look good.
And girls, although we know how powerful a word of encouragement can be, so often we use our words to put people down. We find ourselves saying some of the meanest things we say to ourselves. No one really cares what you think. You're not good enough. You can't do that. Or when we're feeling jealous or bad about ourselves, we make these little sneaky mean comments to or about other people to cut them down just a little. Ugh.
Our words can build people up or they can tear them down. But here's the thing. You guys are leaders, so we have to be better. God calls us to lead by example. You know, Paul has a lot to say about how to live out our faith. One time, he was talking to some believers about their speech, and he said, obscene stories and foolish talk and coarse jokes, these are not for you.
He was saying that owning your faith means that some things, they just aren't worth saying, so don't say them. They're good for you. They aren't good for your family or your friends, and they don't represent God very well.
Hey guys, listen, we get it. It's hard to refrain from that kind of stuff because honestly, we love getting people to laugh. And you know, it's really easy to do that when you just make fun of other people. And if you're like me, it's not just good enough to make fun of other people, you have to embellish. You have to add small little things to make yourself look way cooler than you actually are. Because, man, you don't want to get made fun of. Dudes are vicious. Just being yourself isn't good enough.
And girls, gossiping? It makes us feel powerful because we know stuff that other people don't, and we're in on all of the juicy details. And we brag about ourselves in front of our friends as if it might make them like us more? Or do we just want them to be jealous? Stuff like this makes us feel good for like 2 seconds. Then it's the total opposite. So we just have to stop.
Awesome. You guys got it? Just stop saying mean things. It's super easy. But here's the thing. It's not that easy, is it? It's actually crazy tough. If you just try to say nicer things, it probably won't work. Because you can't just filter your words all the time. You have to change your heart. A lot of times we say stuff like this because we want to get noticed, get a laugh, or fit in. We put someone down or gossip about them because we want to feel better about ourselves. We want to get some kind of satisfaction from saying something to somebody. But check it out. Paul gives us the strategy for how to use our words to encourage people in the second half of that verse we just read earlier. Listen. Obscene stories, foolish talk, and coarse jokes, these are not for you. Instead, let there be thankfulness to God. See, Paul's not just telling us to say nicer stuff. He's saying that the strategy for owning our faith through speech is thankfulness.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Time out.
End the conversation.
Back it up. Boop, boop, boop.
You're saying that being thankful will keep me from saying bad things? Yes. Well, and no.
Being genuinely thankful for who you are, what you have, for all that God's done for you, that's gonna help you fight off the desire to be jealous or to want attention from other people. And that's often the reason we say stuff that's hurtful. When you're content, knowing that God's got your back, that He wants what's best for you, you can use your words to encourage people. Owning your faith means being thankful and using your words to let everyone know it.
So here's what you gotta do. You gotta create a habit of thankfulness. Thank God every day for everything.
When you do that, you get ahead of the feelings that you're not enough, that you can't do enough, that you don't have enough. The pressure will be off. You'll be less likely and less tempted to use your words to fight for more.
When you start being thankful for everything around you, you realize what you've been blessed with. When you start to realize that, you've been blessed with an awesome home, a family, friends, clothes, the fact that you were born in a first world country, then why do you feel the need to put down someone else to make yourself feel better? If I'm created in God's image, and so is the dude I'm making fun of, there's no reason to puff myself up and say things about myself that aren't true, because I'm actually content with the way that God made me.
If you were thankful for the way God made you, maybe that voice in your head, it wouldn't blast you with a bunch of negative comments about your hair or your body or your outfit. Or if you were thankful that God uses people and their talents to make a difference in the world, maybe you wouldn't be so jealous of how much attention your sister gets for being good at something. And if you were thankful for your friends, maybe you'd be less likely to gossip about them.
If we all focus more on what we're thankful for, we could lead by example and use our words to make a difference.
Can you imagine what it would be like if we all decided to be students who were brave enough to take a stand? What if we used our words to make a positive difference?
What if we made it our personal goal to say something encouraging to 3 different kids on our football team after each practice?
What if we wrote words of truth on sticky notes and put them on our mirrors so we see them every morning?
What if we used our influence to change the conversation when everyone was making fun of that one kid at school?
What if we used social media as a place to spread words of encouragement instead of cutting people down who don't look the way we think they should? Don't wait to be leaders. Don't wait till you're older to take a stand with your speech.
Paul said it best in 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone think less of you because you're young. Be an example to all believers in what you say. Students, let's be brave and be examples with our speech.